There's a massive, almost invisible power shift happening right now in our digital world. Today, we're going to dig into how a new kind of artificial intelligence is completely rewriting the rules of cybersecurity, and maybe even deciding who gets to be safe and who doesn't.
And it really all boils down to this one question. Think about it for a second. Your bank, your local hospital, the power grid, who's actually making the call on whether they get the best protection available? Who decides?
For years, the answer was pretty simple. If you needed protection, you went out and bought it. There was a whole competitive market full of companies selling tools. But a new, incredibly powerful kind of AI has just walked onto the scene, and it is completely tipping the scales.
To really get what's changing, we first have to look at how things used to be. The sources we're pulling from for this explainer use a great analogy. Imagine a world full of locksmiths, where anyone who needs a padlock can just go buy one.
So this is the traditional model, right? Used by big names you've probably heard of like CrowdStrike or Palo Alto networks. It was built on open access and competition. It was accountable, you had public audits, regulations, and its whole focus was defensive, just blocking attacks. In this world, AI was basically a helpful assistant, automating things, spotting patterns, but it definitely wasn't calling the shots.
But now, oh man, everything is changing, and it's because of one specific breakthrough. We're talking about an AI that's so powerful, it isn't just an upgrade, it's a totally new kind of player on the field.
Okay, to understand its power, you need to know this term, a zero-day vulnerability. It sounds technical, but just think of it as a secret flaw in a piece of software that nobody knows about, not even the people who made it. Finding one is like discovering a digital skeleton key that can unlock potentially millions of systems. And historically, finding these things was super hard. It took elite human experts months and months of work.
Well, this is where the new AI comes in. An AI, like Anthropic's Mateo's preview, can now find these 0 days all by itself, sometimes overnight. It found flaws in code that humans had been staring at for decades. Like the report says, this isn't just a small step up. It's a structural discontinuity. It's a complete break from everything that came before.
So that brings us to the new world. Because when a handful of companies can basically mass-produce these skeleton keys with AI, the game isn't about selling padlocks anymore. It's about controlling who gets the master key.
And we're already seeing this play out. Take Project Glasswing. It's a coalition of absolute giants, Google, Microsoft, Apple, all led by Anthropic. Now, their public mission sounds great. Use their powerful AI to find and fix flaws in critical open source software. The code that runs a huge chunk of the internet. The thing is, access to this amazing AI, it's not open. It's only for the members of this private hand-picked club. And this isn't some isolated thing. Look at Google buying the security firm Wiz for an insane amount of money. This move creates what the report calls a vertically integrated powerhouse. Just think of it like this. One company now controls everything, from the AI that finds the flaws, to the cloud platform where the code lives, all the way to the security tools that protect it. They own the whole building, from the foundation to the penthouse. And this just perfectly illustrates the new power dynamics, right? OpenAI, obviously a huge name in AI, was left out of Project Glasswing. So what did they do? Well, they just launched their own rival program. And what we're left with is this splintered landscape of competing security castles, each one with its own AI gatekeeper deciding who gets in. So what does this all actually mean? Well, it creates this huge divide between the old way of doing things and the new way. And it concentrates power in a way that carries some very serious risks. The shift is just fundamental. It's like we've gone from a world of local locksmiths, where anyone could go buy a lock for their door, to a world where a tiny handful of people control the one factory that makes the skeleton key for every door in the city.
And this table really lays it all out. Just look at the differences here. Customer access, it goes from an open market to a private, curated coalition. Power goes from being spread out among lots of companies to being highly concentrated in just a few. And accountability, well, that shifts from public regulation to, basically, these companies governing themselves.
And this is where that power shift starts to look really dangerous. Look at that top risk, a dual-use exploit leak. That means if one of these skeleton key-finding AIs gets into the wrong hands, the damage could be absolutely catastrophic. We're talking power grids going down, hospital systems held hostage on a massive scale. It's terrifying. And then you add the high risks of monopolies and basically no regulatory oversight, the picture gets pretty concerning fast.
The geopolitical stakes are just enormous. The report uses this really powerful phrase, a new kind of nuclear asymmetry. Basically, if one country gets exclusive access to this technology, it gives them this overwhelming advantage in any cyber conflict. It's like one nation having nuclear weapons when nobody else does.
So this really brings us to the ultimate unanswered question here. The technology problem, in a lot of ways, is already solved. The AI is here. The real challenge, the one we have to face right now, is about governance. Who gets to make the rules for this incredible new power?
Now, the report does suggest a possible path forward, a multi-layered solution to try and close this governance gap. It would mean action at the international level to make sure access is fair, action at the national level with antitrust authorities watching for monopolies, and action at the industry level with independent boards watching over these powerful coalitions.
But today, this is our reality. As the source material puts it, right now, a very small number of private companies are effectively making public safety decisions for the entire planet. They are the ones deciding who gets to be safe in our digital world.
And that leaves us with the ultimate question, doesn't it? The issue isn't really if we should build this powerful AI. That ship has sailed. It's being built. The real question is who we, as a global society, trust to control it. Should it be a private coalition? National governments? An international body? Who should get to decide?